ability being expended in an attempt to slow him down. It hasn't worked out, but that initial fight doesn't go his way.
Well, that was all a ruse, though. The real play coming in towards this A site. Flash is still at the ready. We saw the paranoia from Mystic slow them down, but he's being dropped. And now the players up in heaven have to hold it all. Nats has support, though. Kiko's come through, but he's not needed. Every shot connected by Nats. 3 headshots. And Enzo to close out the round. Team Liquid. Now he has claimed a lot of space getting up into heaven with that wall. It's allowed them to be close here for easy trades on those initial kills, taking down CNED, but Liquid have lost 2 players for it. The A site's wide open. Well, not really. Yumpy had come through heaven, and that was the spot they were planting for. A little bit of an oversight, having lost the control. No safe plant means now they're delayed, and these Liquid players can find an easier time to break back through, but a stinger in the hands of Yedije. He's very low, but it might not matter. All they need to do is win a couple more individual fights. The numbers by their side, but not anymore. Kiko pulls it back to a 2v2. Spike still not planted, but a flank underway from Ada Captain's caught Yumpy with a classic. This is a messy round, but FUT are thriving in this chaos. The drop down from Kiko isolates one, and now he's got the second in towards main, tucked in the corner, has to try to reposition, and somehow...
Well, I say back, go forward, but Enzo's won the fight. That's going to be Ada Captain down. It will at least leave them in a 4v4 scenario, as the site will be taken completely by FUT. There is nothing that can be done. And well, CNED's finally put his trap down. It's going to go in to catch anybody rotating it. He just holds onto it for the majority of the round.
Post-plant trap. Yeah, we saw Mystic very cautious about heaven. They knew they'd given up the control, but FUT walked all the way to site. They took control there, and there's no post-plant setup in heaven. Instead, it's screens. FUT don't want to let them near the spike by this route. Instead, they'll fight, but the paranoia pushes them back. Puts Yedije in an awkward spot, but the paranoia faded. Enzo on the trade, 3v3, but time ticking away, and it's position from Cracks! How has he gotten away with 3? Quite retake it, but to retake some control. The fight in heaven on the back of the paranoia that didn't connect, but Yumpy, he connected, and the trades are good. The numbers are for Liquid.
It does mean the site's going to fall in their control. No ultimates available. A very open plant for Mr. Fallen. Ada Captain's been great so far, but he'd need to hit some instantaneous shots. Yedije thought about going for the same peak with the majority of players there. He's going to have to do something pretty impressive, but he does catch out Kiko. And now there's going to be doubt in the minds of the remaining Liquid players of where they're going to be coming from. The drop down, Mr. Fallen catches another one. They isolate all of the battles. Himself a couple of bullets. They're actually starting to fade back to mid. That's a big kill, though. Lurker gone. Kiko's starting things off strong, but it still seems like the A site is where they decided to go. Yumpy, though, caught sleeping a little bit. And while Ada Captain may be thinking that's a little bit more clear than it was, even still, it's pulled players away from middle, and it would just be the players on site.
Yeah, they read the Liquid have over-rotated before, but that's not the case this time. Still 2 on site, though. They're ready to fight. Enzo picks one, flash up top, barely needed, and the player already crossed his sight. Will not be spotted, at least not at the start. The cage almost works out as he emerges from it for another. Cracks is unstoppable until he meets Mystic. 2 rounds on the board for Liquid at last.
And there's going to be a pop flash, though. That's the goal here from FUT. Just send it straight out. Nats hiding back, waiting on the corner, but he's only going to get the one and giving them the space. Cracks has done well, and seen it again, just trading off of him. Gives that man advantage once again. The Viper's pit can hold the flank, and it leaves the 2 remaining players coming back in from mid. With an educated guess, you're going to know that's where Yumpy is. It's mainly Kiko's position that they're unaware of.
Your nade's going to do next to nothing here. Destroy a little bit of utility at best, but fighting through that pit's not the best of options, even in the worst of times. A flank up from Ada Captain, something we've said before. But it's only really finding value if they were committing to it. As we can see, Liquid have fallen back. They go to save these weapons. It's got some support from Ada Captain, and it's going to be enough. The wall bangs shut him down and now cause some problems on B normally. In fact, there's 2 players there, so they're not panicking too much, but one has to look at mid, and it's dropped by CNED. Now the isolated Nats is going to have to do next to everything by himself because he's lost the rest of his team, and they've seen him. Element of surprise is no more. The same thing for Kiko's teammates. They're all gone, and he's going to be saving this up once again.
I really just want a reel of just CNED hit down his trap after he gets a kill. Like it's like, I got a kill, trap there, carry on with the round like nothing happened. Like, it's great. A lot of the time, it's the most pointless usage ever, but it is funny just watching a player every single round having to shoot that trap. And again, he's doing his job. He's finding a lot of those trade kills. Oh, okay. That's something for Kiko. Might get him that little bit closer to having a showstopper, but I'll be honest, they've been able to avoid his operator. I think that he got the opening kill in a round prior, catching the lurk. Other than that, he's just not been in the right position, unfortunately, and they're going to look to try and hunt him down.
Run!
He's got to try and escape this one.
Life.
Still got the shorty in hand, but the trade will be there.
Once you get the crowd control, Nats controlled into the back of elbow and now trapped a little bit. CNET.
Oh, wow! Played like a couple of days ago, so it's not one they're shying away from by any stretch, and they won. And well, these battles again, they try something aggressive, they lose the early fights. They try and be passive, they lose the openers. Like, everything that FUT is doing is working, but a lot of it does feel like they're just beating them on an individual level. Like, okay, sure, yeah, the push and pull has been good. They've been able to walk into sites or avoid stacks that haven't been too problematic for them. But when push comes to shove, it does just look like FUT are able to outgun this Liquid side, which, again, like we're talking about a star-studded roster. We're talking about Yumpy, who for a long time has been one of the best players in EMEA. Nats, no access to site. Well, there's been plenty of access to site throughout this game so far. And while Mystic even waiting on the angle, he's not going to find anything. Plant will be denied for a second. There's only 15 left, but the remaining player of Nats is absolutely nowhere near the action. And if it wasn't bad enough, he's got a tour de force to deal with as well.
Spike planted.
Only a Spectre on Nats too. Can pick up a rifle and give his position away if he so wishes. And he's dead. Oh, he caught him jumping. He's been given a second lease of life, but now there's a tour de force in the hands of CNET staring right at you. You don't get away with that twice.
Hoping that he'd at least get one kill. Well, there it is. Maybe in another. Captain cracks, just win the battles on the players holding the angles. CNET's going to be healed back up as well, so it goes from bad to worse. They're needing a hero once again. Both players, or two of them at least, holding back, and the paranoia's there, but Captain is in front of it. They're just not winning any fights. Every single kill is going the way of FUT. Finally, Mystic is able to get one, but they're already defusing. They're just going to stick it. There's absolutely no hope, and they're even going for knife kills. Captain is going to give him the mercy.
Watch this defensive side. They're facing off against the Force, so there's a chance for Liquid. But if they lose this, map 2.
Oh, it is looking like they have lost this, unless Yumpy's going to pull up some serious heroics. That Force has gone out pretty much the exact same way you'd expect an eco to go.
2 shots at opening duels, both fail. CNET runs for the hills and is caught. Okay, bit of push and pull on the map from Team Liquid, and it's worked out for the opening pick. At least get out of there.
It's not going to be that easy, though. A couple of players already rotating back. Mr. Fallen under pressure, though. Doesn't really have much to play with in this round. Still manages to take a fight and back off. The rest of the players not particularly close to behind, and the flash will catch them, but not quite enough. Krax is now rotated into position. He has been a demon in this matchup. Yumpy has met his maker many times at the hands of Krax, but this time he'll be able to close him out. Looking like there might be a small lease of life. A candle at the end of the tunnel, because it's not quite a light yet.
Planted.
And the remaining couple of players and a captain with a rifle might just want to bring this into the next round. But you have to bear in mind, this is technically still a bonus for them. They can buy in the next one. Nats is going to win the fight and get himself a rifle. And, well, Yedajay, is he about to try and... Oh, I thought he was going to try and jump the trip. I was like, that's pretty optimistic.
It's going to be one hell of a run-up, but no. He's just tucking in, doing what damage he can in the late round, and presumably drop into the spike. Still has full shields to work with, but we'll see if he can grab a few exits. And he's even let them know exactly where he is. A lot of these players are low. He could do some serious damage, but he won't.
Easily got him killed. There is someone there. Oh my, okay. Krax really did want to play this aggressive fight, and Yumpy will take that all day long. 2 easy kills.
Down mid.
Yedajay still, the spike is in mid though. Okay, CNET clearly forgot that there was a player up there, and Yumpy, he's had a very quiet game so far, but he's got 3 kills in this one already.
Last player standing.
All right, cleaning house.
Hello.
Hey, considering he's revealed the entirety of this squad, gave Mystic the room to TP on the site, but Yumpy flanking out on B was caught. Nats eventually dealt with on top ramp, and now the numbers thin out further. Sure, Mystic is still there, but the Seekers give all the info away. There's 2 players on mid, 1 on A site. Mystic needs to try and join his teammates, and they can't cross. Not till he gets closer to put that smoke down and at least deal with CNED, who's posted up on the angle. This is a fragmented round from Liquid. Man disadvantage, limited map control.
30 seconds
They're
left.
about to give away even more information. The Seekers were helpful. The trap.
Perfect.
Tom's going to be asking for a replay of this one. Beautifully put down. Gorgeous, Tom. Couldn't have done that better myself, I have to say.
No, you'd have missed it somehow. There we go, though. Into the site. Nobody currently watching on that cross, but if they get the timing right, the spike could be
10
dropped.
seconds
Wasn't
left.
in the hands of Kiko, but they will be able to get it over. Put this into an after plant, or so you might think it's bait. The jump across leaves it down to Enzo within the site, already dead. Mystic, 1 versus 4 to try and keep them in this map, and it is not going to be happening.
Kiko looks like he's got perfect timing on the way through. This attack side just needs to fake it enough that it looks like they are committing, so no one goes back. Oh, that's an awkward fight, but Kiko's won it, and he's done so much damage onto Ada Captain as well. Now this defensive side has to watch their back, be worried about the flank all the while. The aggression on site can come through, the wall broken open, but it's slow. It's slow. It looks like they're waiting for FUT to make another mistake for an overextension, but that's not coming through. FUT are patiently waiting for Team Liquid to take a step forward, winning their fights as they do. A quick trade back, and Yumpy on another. Leaves Cracks alone, and he'll fall. Only slightly. Outlaw is incredibly strong. Lots of players close here. Out of Captain, right-click range is perfect, and he's got 2. Not again! That's 3 kills for FUT in a round where they have next to nothing. Ada Captain, he's sneaking away with the weapon as well. He's just rounded the corner in time. Now he's got support. This is why I was worried, and it's just Ada with a classic that's already torn Team Liquid's early round to shreds. Kill from Yedege puts it all down to Yumpy. 3 kills in the last round. 3 kills needed this time. Him against the world. And the lack of info to work with. You can already see Mr. Fallen wrapping. They've got him trapped inside of yellow. Good kill on the first, but now they group up together and find the final kill. A dangerous duo in the worst of times. And it seems like we're in the best for FUT. Wall will go up to at least obscure vision, but he goes ahead of it. Yedege falls, but Ada Captain trades. 20 seconds. They need that spike to be planted. The wall falls, and still he gets another, despite facing 3 opponents. He'll claim 1 before falling, leaving the advantage in the hands of FUT on the retake.
It's not going to get them anything. I have the information that players could be close, but don't know exactly where the Liquid players are. Rotation coming in already. Cracks is going to win the duel, and it's left onto Nats. A legend on Icebox, but he's going to have to pull off a miracle again, looking to potentially peek him. At the same time, his position known. He's not even going to win that first fight. With that fragment means that there hasn't really been the space taken. They're ready, though. Kiko watches for those players running in from behind, and now they're going to hightail it back towards the B site. Finally catching out that aggression. Rotation from Mr. Fallen has to win this fight, and he will. Definitely makes things a little bit more interesting, and the lower that clock gets, the scarier things become, because he still has that Hunter's Fury saved. The thing is, though, it seems like the rotations of which way they've gone is completely wrong, and Nats, being so deep in kitchen, knows it.
Yeah, Yumpy stayed close on A there, even sold the fake, got them to rotate back. I'm not sure what the sound cue was, what he did to let them know, but they were convinced it was an A play. Now they've spotted Nats after his kill, but by the time they deal with him, the round may already be lost. They need to pick up the pace on going forward, and he's not an easy player to root from his position. He's gone back to check for Yedege. The Spidey senses tingled correctly, but they still have time for this. They'd have to get on it very, very quickly. And you imagine Liquid with 3 players, they would be able to deny them. They have utility. I mean, Yedege's going in, at least to keep them around for the spike explosion, and they won't be around. I'm fairly certain it was pulled back. Yumpy is dropped, so it won't be put back into the round. And they're now starting to realize, yes, these rotations have come through. There's no way out. CNED's caught. Bladestorm could have helped that time. Now the numbers They're evened up. There's a res online for Yedajay. They've got some mid control to work with to fight back through, but yeah, but you're not going to res him, but perhaps one of the future engagements, Yedajay's partnered up with Cracks, who at least trades him out. No res to play with, but an ult on Cracks could still spur them forward, deleting that utility from Enzo, allowing them some space to play with. Great if they had the wall still. Hunter's Fury too. Hello, big connection, and not going to follow up. No kill from it. Enzo left on 7. He still has Dizzy to work with, but suppressed by Cracks, who's now closing the distance. They tap the spike, bait out more utility, and bait out a firefight. Enzo down, Mystic swinging, close is caught. This is getting a little risky now, as Nats had to swing to confirm they weren't defusing. 3 kills for Cracks, and time is the only enemy remaining. It's against them. Oh, just about! The FUT need to consider on the way back through. This is somewhere that they have the advantage. Yedajay has a res if they need it, but getting that Viper's pit dealt with is going to be another problem. They try to take Viper down, but Mystic's the one to fall. Snake bites being fired out, give away the position. They are ruthlessly hunting down Nats, forcing him from his ultimate that will ultimately be dropped by the looks of things. Mr. Fallen back online, but the snake bite gets CNED. Good kill by Nats, followed up with more. 4 to finish. Put him a lot to work with. Shock dart down, and okay, little guy, he's still going. He survived quite an onslaught of utility and bullets there. He's definitely the MVP of the early round. The late round, well, it should be easy for Liquid to tie up. Even with the rifle picked up for Yedajay, there is not very much for them to work with. They don't have a wall to deny control. It's cloud bursts in the form, basically the only smokes they've got.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Ult committed as well, thankfully, because it looks like some space is seriously being taken. FUT not giving up an inch, but
Blocking sight.
left down in an awkward position. Cracks diffusing while eventually a snake bite lands, and that is what wins them the round. Punished, but not quite. Good angle by Nats. Crossed with his own orb. And they thought Yedajay had enough of it covered, but a small gap left open. And it's capitalized on. Team Liquid have the advantage to play with. CNED's op was spotted and pushed back without an opening duel. Everything's going right at the start, and Nats has managed to sneak away with another kill. Cracks now down. He turns his attention back to the tube. Yedajay's down below it, waiting for him on the other side of the orb, actually. Caught a little angle. Out of Captain, 10 HP. Good wall bang, good punish. He'll struggle to find anything else. Well, it could go a little better if Nats was still alive. It's down to a 3 versus 2 with CNED's up and Yedajay close. It's by all means winnable for the side of FUT, especially as they now equalize the numbers. And when this wall goes down, when the cove fades, the op will be sitting on the other side, planting inside a cove while there's a player close. It's a free battle for Yedajay.
And basically every single possible piece of information is currently on board for FUT. They're going to try and isolate themselves a duel here, but I don't even know if they check towards this angle. No, they definitely don't now. Yedajay gets away with murder, and it's a back-to-back.
Now he's up close in a safe spot. They're going to try to make their way out. The spam doesn't work out, but CNED up top, or down below, in fact, able to find one. It's Cracks supporting, and that same line of fire, they barely need to move. Eject some round, well, eject 1 round, based on how we've seen it go so far. Let's not get our hopes up, not get too far ahead of ourselves. Good stuff from Yumpy, a 3K in the last pistol, 2 in this. Will it be enough? The damage being dished out as we speak, leaving Mr. Fallen all alone with a classic in hand. 2 players staring at him, and a clean response from Team Liquid. Another pistol. They're second of the map. So the rotations are in. 4 players for the defenders will now be here. And even as Nats throws out this snake bite, he has support.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
The flash is too good. No, that was near perfect. Good play on the drop down, and they almost caught Ada Captain. But he sneaks around the corner. Good shot by Kiko. Okay, and you know what, Tom? It's starting to look doable again.
Yeah, still the problem of him being weak and the weaker weaponry for the other players is definitely going to make things more problematic. Cracks. Also still got the aggressive positioning of Cracks. The flash again. This is why we want to see this guy just back on the KO.
On CNED, early spams, but he's put back up.
Oh no!
For making it through decay. Nats, 1 kill. Position known, Snakebite denies the plant for a while. It will buy some time. The mid plays. I thought Mr. Fallen might be flanking.
Oh, they put that there on purpose. 100%. I was looking at that wall and saying, that's got a ridiculously big gap in it.
Oh,
okay. A nice kill to take down Cena, but still so much they have to do. He's going to have his Thrash online. That might be able to clear some of the space as his teammates look to get that a little bit closer. They are going to be watching for it and deny it ever further. The spam isn't going to find anything else, but the whole goal is to try and clear them out the back line, but he's so desperately low. Kiko, however, has been able to give them that man advantage. Even still, though, a single bullet could remove him from action. The spam is going to take down the wingman and not allow for anything more, but they have now tapped it. The players have to start spraying, but the shots are not being connected. And Mr. Fallen, he's done enough. The time is gone. Liquid will get the kills. FUT will get the round because you didn't have anything to stop them, so it's not looking great. Yedaje doesn't have much to lose, so he's just going to play aggressively with the Stinger, already clearing out a couple. Kiko does well, but he needs to do so much more. Third kill already on the books, and Mystics managed to get onto the defusal. The problem is, he now goes down. It has to be the ace, and it needs to be soon. The fourth kill for Kiko. At minimum needs to get this to half. Cracks just looking to try and go for the peak, but he's just playing with the time. And now with no command, he has to do this with no util. It basically just has to be off own individual brilliance. He'll get one, but again, that's a player who could be res. Might be 2 reses in a round for Enzo. No kills, even though he's managed to drop a couple of players. And it keeps things in a 4 versus 3. Straight away, we're going to see that reckoning, but a response, I like it. The ult is going to deny any space, and Nats goes down with it. Mystic's been able to sneak his way out, though. That's the one major benefit. He's got a little bit further than they might expect, but look how far they're going. They're just leaving. They've used all of their util. They've used everything to take that site. And the only thing that's going to stand in their way is Yumpy, who's made the early read.
But these B-side defenses have been tough. FUT are able to win these almost every time. Good timing, though, on the recon. Yumpy, a surprise factor now as he catches Yedaje. Looks at the back. Oh, but he second-guesses himself. Still isolating the right duel and leaving Mr. Fallen alone. A 1v1 that could turn the tide of this game for Mystic. With 10 seconds, that plan needs to go in here. And now Mr. Fallen wins it. Good. So the way things have gone, I'm almost more terrified of CNET's classic. They am his Blades, and perhaps I'm right to be. Blades dealt with immediately. Mystic falls, though. Good trade on the back of the flash from Enzo. Kiko able to grab another, and they are hightailing it out of there. No longer wanting to commit to the fight with the Turkish squad. Instead, Team Liquid played defense, and FUT, man disadvantage. Kiko on the corner as well, looking to double up those advantages. 4 versus 2. And the pull around from Mr. Fallen. Well, he'll have to get a lot of value off this flash. Some space taken, but Enzo shuts him down.
Yeah, puts them down to just cracks. Still someone you have to be careful of. He's definitely been looking good back on the KO. The guns are out already as they just hold onto the angle, but Kiko still there. And around, this fight could be absolutely everything. He's not quite looking the right way, but he still manages to win it. One off having that res online, but it might not be needed. Mr. Fallen looking to take it into his own hands, and Yedaje from the back will be there to close it. FUT might have gone out of kickoff with a whimper,